championship here at Del Mar for the Del Mar CrossFit semifinal, where we're going to be qualifying Masters athletes right now, or at the end of the weekend, to the game. But one athlete in some of the upper divisions, 2 in some of the mid divisions, and then 3 as we get down into the lower 8 divisions. And we're still working on our first event here of our 3-day competition. Then the ski erg, and then the double unders. And right now we are in our 55 to 59 division. I'll go through our athletes here and say who we have on the floor on the men's side.
Over here on the men's side, we've got, starting with Anthony Blando out of CrossFit Kivnon. Then we got Brian Kane out of CrossFit South Bay Hermosa. Carlo Sabatini out of CrossFit Vertex. Chris Rowe out of Do More CrossFit. Then we got Corey Orlean, and then we got Todd Gabriel out of Verband CrossFit North. And then for the female side, we got Cindy Hickel out of Resolution CrossFit, Dana Mather out of TTT CrossFit, Julie Robertson, Mountaintop CrossFit, Carrie Lindemann out of CrossFit Montrose, and we got Alicia Payetta out of CrossFit CTM.
And over on the women's side, we have both of our games finalists last year, the game champion Cindy Hinkle up at the top of the screen there with the orange shoes. And Dana Mather right below her in the all-black was third at the games last year. Both these athletes coming off the ski together and getting to those double unders. But Cindy Hinkle has that lead. Had it off the bike, had it off the ski, and has it on the rope as Julie Robertson also steps up there with her.
You can see the top of the screen. That female is incredible on the double under, stringing together sets of 5-10 reps. Also on the bottom of the screen, gray top, blonde ponytail, stringing together huge sets.
Cindy Hinkle is your champion from last year, first at the games last year in this division. That would make it look like she's got some good double unders, some good technique.
Super challenging factor on these ski devices and bikes. The damper system is quite different than Concept 2. It's not belt-driven like the Rogue machines. This system uses a variable angle fan blade where you pull a lever, it changes the gear, and the fan blade turns from flat and catching all of the air resistance to a more narrow or shifted direction to where it's slicing through the air and catching less resistance. And that's actually how they change the gear on these machines. You pull a lever, changes the angle of the fan, completely changes the stimulus of the machine. Incredible stuff from Stepper.
Now, how do you think that's going to affect the athletes? They're not used to this. They don't train with this. Should their fitness be able to handle that, or do you think it's going to shock some of the athletes?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, these machines become far less a predominant focus on aerobic capacity and metabolic condition and far more focused on muscular stamina and just the rate of contractions for that muscle group repeatedly for that 6 to 7 minute time domain on both the bike and the ski. So it's less, hey, how long can I maintain this aerobic effort, and more so, how many contractions can my arms take? How many contractions can my legs take? How much stamina do I have in these muscles?
It's a lot of fancy terminology you just threw out there to the audience, Taylor.
Yeah, you guys should read Foundations by Greg Glassman. First journal article ever from Greg back in 2002. A lot of good information on stuff like this.
Cindy Hinkle up at the top with the orange shoes in that lane number 3. Look at just big chunks of those double unders. Looks so smooth.
You can tell me if
As our heat number 7 is working here on the floor, heat number 8 is getting ready to get started. Heat number 8 is also going to be a 55 to 59 division.
And for heat number 8, for the males, we have Eric Smith out of CrossFit Northside, Gerald Smith out of CrossFit Lumberton, no relation, Ismail Amora out of CrossFit Lumberton as well. We got Jake Taylor out of CrossFit PAC. Revo Somersville out of CrossFit 209 Sport. Shout out Gabe Subery, Stockton. Sean Patrick, CrossFit Counterculture. And then for the females, we got Martine Genderon, CrossFit Reevesud. Michelle Baker, Shifted Athletics. Miki Shelton out of CrossFit Horsepower down in the LA area. Tonya Osborne, CrossFit Sympathia. Danja Marcel out of CrossFit Wolfsburg. And then we got Tracy Semin out of Ironwood CrossFit.
Oh, I know what you wanted to say there. It's okay. I got you. And as we were going through that list of athletes, we did have Cindy Hinkle go ahead and finish on the women's side and made her way all the way through, winning that event or that heat with just phenomenal poise. I mean, she looked so strong all the way through. Made her way through on the double unders. You can see a lot of other ladies struggling here on the double unders. small chunks at a time. You know, again, they have 100 double under, 150 double unders for these athletes. So they're really trying to make their way through, and those are big chunks, and we already talked about how much difficult that rope is for these athletes, especially coming off that skier.
Cutting back to the men, looks like we have a race here amongst our top three there in the middle. We're going to get through these final sets of beaded rope double unders. This beaded rope providing a unique stimulus for these athletes. Less like a heavy rope, more like a drag rope, catching a little bit of wind resistance with just the slight added weight of those beads.
Dang, lane 5. Carlos Sabatini, if I got it correct, out of CrossFit Vertex. Looking good on those double unders.
Get your beaded jump ropes at rxsmartgear.com. Best jump ropes in the industry. If you hurt yourself jumping rope, head on over to Biomax Peptides at Biomax Peptides on Instagram. Get 10% off using code LEGENDS. All uppercase LEGENDS, LEGENDS.
Peptide. That's pretty wild, Taylor. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, you know, peptides actually have just been removed from the controlled substance list by the FDA. You know, our great, powerful leader, Robert F. Kennedy, doing us all a favor, introducing these powerful remedies to the research industry. Soon they'll be removed from the way to ban substances list, from what we're hearing. But you might want to consult with the rule book and check back on that. If you're just an everyday athlete and you got a boo-boo, head on over to Biomax Peptides.
God, look at
10%
Carlos
off.
Sabatini finishing it off.
Wow, drops the rope, mic drop.
That was smooth. He was the best one out there on that rope.
I don't know if he yelled goal or mic drop.
Man, much more consistency there for him. You can see these other athletes taking a knee, bending over when they miss. I always hated that. It feels like when you miss on a big set of double unders like that, you are so much more fatigued. When you're done, you take that break or you skip it or you hit it or whatever, knowing that you have to do some more, rather than just doing a big chunk of 100 at one time without stopping.
God, look at Chris Rowe out of Do More CrossFit.
Reddit.
That's exactly why you all should do more CrossFit, because look at how ripped that man is. Good God.
Look at all the guys out here, though.
Look at him, and speak of the devil, Chris Rowe.
Comes on through.
Finishing it up. All right, then we got another athlete out of lane 5, Brian Kane, CrossFit South Bay Hermosa. And then it looks like we got Anthony Blondo almost done as well. Todd Gabriel out of Verdant, CrossFit North in lane 11, looking to finish up his double unders.
Waiting to see a hand go up from one of these athletes so they can be excited enough to get themselves across the lane. In fact, lane number 9, Corey Boroline, is going to be the next one in.
Now, I'm curious if Corey is dealing with some sort of a calf issue. Look at that left foot. Look at that left foot he's bringing up. Wow.
But then his singles in there.
I've had a history of some pretty annoying soft tissue injuries, specifically in the calf hamstring. I'll tell you something that'll fix that right up, Corey. Head over to biomaxpeptides.com.
Anthony Blondo is in, up on lane number 1. Waiting for these guys to make their way through in lane number 9, lane number 11. Todd Gabriel has a hand up in the air down here in lane number 11, trying to finish it up.
God, that's actually really impressive by Corey. Just chipping away at the singles, whatever he's dealing with in that left calf. That's got to be frustrating on the first event here at the Legends Del Mar semifinal.
Well, nice thing is, they don't have to do any more double unders.
Thank God, but I'm just